Okay, welcome everyone to the Bridgewater Conservation Commission meeting. It is October 10th. We have a quorum, so we'll open the meeting and it's now 5:30. Just for the record, the members and staff present, we have Harry Bailey, Marilyn McDonald, Eileen Prisco, Mark Peterson. Oh no, who's not here? Harry?
Harry's not here. Mark is here.
Harry's not here. Marilyn, Eileen, Mark Peterson, Bob Ruley is on tonight, the Director of Economic and Community Development, and myself, Wendy Smith. We do have a new agent, but she's maybe having difficulty getting on, so she's not on at the moment. I'll now read the governor's order for online meetings. Disclosure pursuant to Section 20 of Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency. This meeting of the Conservation Commission for the town of Bridgewater will be hybrid and accessible to the public through remote participation to the greatest extent possible. There will be no public attendance permitted. Citizens who wish to tune into the meeting may do so via Zoom. The Zoom link or phone number to dial in is always located on the BridgewaterMA.org website. The order for the meeting is, we have a call to order. I'll call the meeting to order. Public hearings, we have old business, notice of intent, 0 Lakeshore Center, notice of intent for 815 Bedford Street, notice of intent for 25 Butternut Way, notice of intent for 0 Winter Street, and a request for determination of 80 Spring Street. We have no new business. We have one Conservation Commission business, Lakeshore cease and desist to discuss briefly. And we don't have any minutes to review tonight, and then the adjournment. So with that, first up, we have a notice of intent, 0 Lakeshore Center, map 83, lot 85, applicant representatives, Claremont Lakeshore Bridgewater LLC, Silver Engineering Associates PC, and the DEP file number is SE 116-1525. Marilyn's going to read in the ask for continuance from Lakeshore.
All right, dear Chairperson and Commission members, on July 23rd, 2024, I received a copy of the report by LEC Peer Review Report Number 1 and the above project. In the report, Mr. Mark L. Mangelio suggested included certain updated recommendations for the Commission's consideration. I filed the response to LEC report on September 3rd, 2024. My client is preparing a supplemental response to the LEC peer review, which includes certain field reports by Silver Engineering Associates. Although the field work is done, the final supplemental reports will not be completed before tonight's hearing. For that reason, I'm requesting that the hearing scheduled for October 10th be continued to October 24th. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Sincerely, Edward J. Brenham. So that is the letter for continuance. So, Chair, at this time, I would make a motion for Chair to entertain that we continue to October 24th, but I'm also with discussion in this motion that there's been a lot of continuances and kind of at the last minute, so I think we've had a lot of continuances here on this project. So it is well within the purview of the Commission to approve or deny a request for continuance. So on this one, I think we should approve till October 24th, but if they're going to continue, this will be the last continuance. Like, they need to refile. I think we've been more than gracious with the amount of continuance on this project, and we need to make sure that we have quorums with the Mullen Rule and getting it at the last minute. They're done with planning, so I'm on board with being fair. My motion is to continue to October 24th, 2024 to our next meeting, but that will be, in my view, the last continuance granted at this point.
Okay, thanks, Marilyn. Do we have a second for that?
I did.
Oh, okay, thanks. So what am I doing?
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote. Marilyn.
Aye.
Eileen.
Aye.
Mark. No, you're done.
Yeah, Mark is 16.
Okay, and myself, Wendy. Aye. So that'll be continued until the 24th, and it's the last continuance that we're giving without them having to
You can always come back when they have their stuff ready, but it's not fair to continue.
All right. I am going to ask that we take 80 Spring Street, the Town River Landing project out of order, just so Mr. Tanzi can say what he needs to say. We can do our thing and be done with that. Oh, so I'm sorry, I'm supposed to read it too. Request for determination for 80 Spring Street, map 21, lot 167. The applicant representative is the town of Bridgewater. I think we just needed a little more clarification on what's happening.
Yeah, and as I said, I'm gonna recuse myself from this, Wendy, so.
Yep, okay, thanks, Marilyn. So, Mr. Tanzi, you're on.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. And for the record, my name is Greg Tanzi. I'm the town engineer. I'm a professional engineer, and I prepared this application. So what we're proposing to do is we're going to put a very low impact structure on this parcel of land that is basically is now a park land. Formerly, the history with this parcel was it housed the DPW highway department's equipment. It no longer houses that equipment, and that structure has been torn down. There is one structure there, and it's Bridgewater Television, BTV. BTV operates out of there. Most of the site, or a good portion of the site, is paved. We hope to remove some of that pavement in the future as this parcel becomes more and more utilized as a town park. A good portion of the site is lawn. It also has a canoe ramp that has access to the river. There is also currently a bench that people can sit and look at the river, and it's got a nice little vista. But that bench has been there, I don't know, for years, for decades, as did the canoe ramp. And we have made a number of improvements. We've loamed and seeded the area. It's a very nice grassed area, whereas before it was all shrub brush and overgrown. And there are reports that people were using this area for purposes that, illegal.
Weren't conducive
Yeah,
to
conducive
what we
to
wanted.
good projects. But I've been in contact with Al Lacerda, who works at BTV, and he's saying all those problems have been eliminated just because it's an open area. It's now better lit. The state has come in and put up all kinds of signs for as it's a recreational project or area. And so what this pavilion will do, it'll allow concerts to be had there. Music festivals can operate out of there. It will allow residents, an area to bring a lawn chair and, sit and listen. The park has already hosted several public programs,
Events or whatever.
events. I've actually attended one. They were very well done. A lot of people enjoyed it. Public awareness and the first offenders and events such as that. And we want to expand that to have music festivals where people can listen to music. Could even have movie nights in the summer. So the pavilion, it's a great idea. It's a low impact structure. There won't be any new clearing done. There will be one shallow trench for an electric conduit that's going to provide power supply to the pavilion, and that's coming from the BTV building. There's not going to be any water or sewer or anything like that. It's just, if people want to have a picnic there, utilize that, I mean, they can do that as well. So it's very simple. There really won't be any adverse conditions. The use isn't anything different from what it is now.
Right. It's
um,
just putting in that cement slab for a stage, and it's not gonna interfere with the river, and there won't be any runoff erosion stuff when they're doing that.
No,
That's
no,
the
none.
thing.
It's all flat land. It's all stabilized.
Yep.
We're proposing some erosion control sediment barriers.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Commission members, do you have any questions or comments on it?
I'm just curious, are there any public restrooms?
They have porta potties there.
Oh,
And that's what they've used in for the events that I had attended to, and for the
yeah, I
that's
just,
what they use.
yeah, if you're gonna have a crowd, you need restrooms.
Yeah.
That's fine. Works for me.
Anybody else?
What's going to be done about preventing people from littering? I mean, it's near the river, so
Oh,
I mean,
Well,
I don't think that they can, I mean, they've been having events there, they've policed it. They have a number of volunteers that clean up, they have trash receptacles. I mean, we lack the ability to not make people drop paper, but I think if you've been down there after an event, I mean, it's been cleaned up and it's certainly 1,000% better than it was 18 months ago in terms of
Mhm.
what the condition of that area is. I think that's the best we can do with any type of public space.
Right. And it might be one of those areas too, that if it's gonna be open to the public, that maybe when they do any kind of cleanup day around Earth Day or whatever, that's a spot that maybe gets checked out to make sure that there's no bigger things of trash that have been missed.
Right. I mean, as Greg said, there is a canoe landing there, but you'll never
Yep.
get a canoe in there because the town river needs to be cleaned in terms of the amount of vegetation and drop trees that are in there.
Trees, right?
But this is an important first step in terms of utilizing an underutilized asset.
Right. Okay, anybody else, commission, have any thoughts or anything?
And Madam Chair, just so you know, Mr. Bailey has joined as well as Conservation Agent Putt. So just FYI.
All right. Welcome, folks. Is there anybody that is in a butter to 80 Spring Street that has any questions or concerns that they'd like to address? You can.
Well, it can be anybody from the public. It's a public hearing, so anybody from
Oh, okay.
the public that wants to speak, I would just say, please use the raise your hand feature, or if you're on camera, put your hand up and
Make
have all your
yourself.
fingers up. Mr. Callahan has his hand up, so I will recognize him. Mr. Callahan, if you could just state your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, thank you. I'm Joe Callahan. My address is actually in Berkeley, 1 Farrier Farm Road. But I'm also the president of the Taunton River Watershed Alliance. And I just have a question about, is there any permit to utilize that area by the town?
There is on a day, when they have an event, they do get a 1-day entertainment event license from the town council. And then if they are going to have any kind of food or beverage, those are separate 1-day licenses.
Okay, and those licenses contain probably rules, regulations for picking up trash after the fact and,
As well as
just-
insurance.
Yeah, okay, great. One other question. I know you mentioned about the non-possibility for canoe access in that area because of all the trees and blowdown on the town river. But there is an effort by Wild and Scenic Stewardship Council to create some grant funding to clear up the river. And the first project is we are starting with the town river.
Nice.
So I just want
Great
to
news.
say that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, thank you.
That is, thank you.
Anyone else from the public that would like to comment? Either use the raise your hand feature, or if you have your camera on, wave with your full hand, not just some of your fingers. I am not seeing any, Madam Chair.
Okay,
Can I ask one thing? Is there a
Sure.
way to put some signage up for just to explain to the public that they, even if they see all the brush in the river, to not take it out? Because
Huh.
there's a habit in Bridgewater, people, of taking stuff out of the river because it's supposed to, where it lays, right? Or a professional should be taking the stuff out.
Yeah, I will leave that to DPW or Parks, who's ever going to manage this. I would say in this location, we have not had that problem.
Okay.
But we'll certainly pass that on.
good thought. Okay, so we're closing this hearing?
Yeah, you need a
Yes.
motion to close the public
Okay,
hearing.
can I have a motion to close this hearing for 80 Spring Street?
Also close the public hearing for 80 Spring Street.
Second.
Okay. Thank you. And a roll call vote. Eileen,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
and myself, Wendy, aye. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tanzi.
So I make a motion now. to terminate.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Termination.
Oh, do we have to issue? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, right, you're right.
I made the motion.
To issue a negative determination.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay, and a roll call vote. Eileen,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
and myself, Wendy, aye. All right. Now, Mr. Tanzi, thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay, so next up on the agenda is a notice of intent for 815 Bedford Street, map 88, lot 23. We have closed that, so there is nothing to discuss on that. We closed it last week.
This is error.
It's just an error.
Yeah, it was an error. Do we have to do any kind of a?
No, you're good.
Okay.
It's just an error.
All right, thanks. Next up, we have a notice of intent for 25 Butternut Way, map 37, lot 68. The applicant representative is Millbrook Homes, DNL Design Group Incorporated. File number is SE 116-1554. We had this before us last week. We continued it because we wanted to, or last meeting, to get out and do a site visit. And a few of our people were able to get out there. So I think Marilyn, I'll let
I
you
think
take
I
it.
was the only one that got out there to my knowledge, but yes, I did get out there yesterday, just being consistent with lines when they're not existingly approved prior. Completely no issues. It's a very, very clear line. There's actually some PVC probably from when they did the original cul-de-sac, but I measured, they're well over 50 feet. So thank them for staking, and all good. No issues at all.
Okay, sorry, I muted because of the train. Thanks for getting out there, Marilyn.
Yep.
Do any conservation people have any, is anybody on? Should I ask?
Excuse me, my name's Peter Lavoie. I work with DNL Design
Okay.
Group.
All right. Hi, Peter.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
And I'm
So-
Fran Jeffries and I'm on just to listen.
Oh, okay, thank you. So you heard that we got out there to do the site visit. Did you have anything that you wanted to add or anything like that before I continue on?
No, I'm good. I staked the addition and made sure that the flags were all up.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
I know it was a little late, but I apologize for that, but
Well, I'm just glad Marilyn was able to get out there yesterday.
It's
so
all
that
right,
we-
especially when we're doing it. We usually get it like before the meeting, so no worries. I got
Yeah.
that.
okay.
And it was close to home, which I had no idea.
It's good, makes it easier.
I-
Any
right.
commission members, anybody, have any comments or questions? Harry?
No, I was out there at the beginning of all this.
Oh, okay, right. Eileen?
I'm fine, yeah. Also.
All right, Mark?
No.
Okay, and I believe I'm all set. Is there any abutters online that have any questions or concerns that they would like to bring forward to the commission?
Any members of the public that would like to comment, if you could just use the raise your hand feature or wave at me. Going once, going twice. I do not see any, Madam Chair.
Okay, so if we have no other comments, do we have enough information that we can close the hearing for 25 Butternut Way, map 37, lot 68?
I will make a motion for Chair to entertain closing 25 Butternut Way, map 37, lot 68.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, Marilyn?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Harry?
Aye.
And myself, Wendy, aye. And then I need a
Make
motion.
a motion to approve, yep, make a motion to approve 25 Butternut Way, map 37, lot 68.
Second.
Thank you. And roll call vote, Marilyn?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Harry?
Aye.
And myself, Wendy, aye.
All right.
Thank you very
Peter.
much. All
Okay,
right,
thank you
Peter.
very much. Have a
Lord,
good
you're
night.
welcome.
You
You
too.
too. And then next up, we have 0 Winter Street, notice of intent, map 75, lot 21 and 93. The applicant representative is Silva Engineering PC. DP file number is SE 116-1557. We also were able to do a site visit with that. So,
Is Rebecca on?
Rebecca is on.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
I'll check in with her.
so do you want to speak to that too, Marilyn, or?
I'd let
anybody?
Rebecca go first, the applicant go first, and then we
Okay.
can chime in after.
Well,
All
I
right.
can share the screen if you want to see the plans again.
Yeah,
but,
hang on.
Oh, maybe I
Sure.
can't. I will in a moment.
I'm out of practice.
Right?
It should be good now, Rebecca.
Thank you. All right, wait for it. Pick the right one.
Thank you for joining us from your Caribbean.
I know, every time I see that screen,
Wishful
I'm like,
thinking.
oh,
wishful
jealous.
thinking.
Right.
All right. Is it on my screen?
Yes, you're up.
Yeah. All right. I gotta switch here. Right. Okay. So, 4-lot subdivision where we are using the minimum pavement width and turnaround for the cul-de-sac. We are here because our drainage discharge is in the 50 to 100 of a bordering vegetated wetland. And also knowing that there are other wetlands on the site, there's a note on the plan stating that this lot 1 will come to the commission for the wetland line and the development at a later date.
Okay.
So I know a few of you managed to get out there to walk the line. I'm hoping you have good news.
All right. Thanks. So who would like to share? I did not get out, so.
I'll start. So,
Okay.
one thing, I'll apologize. We left this as, when I look back at the tape as a quorum, that didn't happen. Moving forward, lines like this doesn't really need a quorum, so I'll watch myself with that. So I apologize for inconveniencing any commission members on that. I did get out there today with Eileen. We tried getting in Winter, tried getting in Hampton, I think it was, and then called Rebecca and she got a hold of CNT because we weren't going to go on that property without them knowing who we were. And Sean should be a tour guy. He was great. So very clearly, obviously walking in wetlands, the wetlands that you're talking about for the first on the side there, very well clear. So I was able to get all the way back. Eileen was with me. She stood up though, like up there. I went down back. I don't have any problems with the flagging with the ones they were there. You can clearly see the wetland line. You can clearly see where it falls to going up front and everything. And then I forget the name of the place right behind it. Whatever that company was doing its thing, but
Oh, yeah, Allied, right, 582?
yeah, I walked all the way down, so I almost came out to the back road again.
Oh, yeah.
So I clearly got to the back piece, clearly saw those flags that we needed to see, and again, I've got no issues. Eileen, you were with me if you want to weigh in.
Yeah, no, everything looked fabulous. It's a nice piece of property and it's gonna be a nice little development. Good material over there, for sure.
Okay.
And
Good. Any other commission members have any questions that they want to ask for the people that were able to get out?
Oh, I got out there too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Do you have any comments you want to add?
I thought it looked good. A lot of hills, and I didn't see the lines and stuff, but yeah.
I would have got lost.
No, I went out there with Sean mayor from.
Oh, okay.
Good tour guide, huh, Mark? Good tour guide.
You can't get in from the street. It's all vegetated. And then the only easy way in is through the back from CNT, and no one's recommended to park there and just walk from CNT.
No,
No.
Oh, no. Nope.
I'll have to get the backstory on that sometime, but not now.
I know.
Okay, so where am I going from here? If there's no other questions, do we have any members of the public that have any questions or concerns, comments that they want to make regarding this project?
Same thing, raise your hand or use your real hand and wave at me. Madam Chair, I'm not seeing any.
All right, terrific. So with no other comments, questions, or concerns, do we have enough information to close the hearing for 0 Winter Street, map 75, lot 21 and 93?
Chair, I will make a motion to close the notice of intent on 0 Winter Street, map 75, lot 21 and 93.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Marilyn?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
Mark?
aye.
Harry?
Aye.
And myself, Wendy? Aye. Motion to approve?
Yep, Chair would entertain a motion to approve on 0 Winter Street, map 75, lot 21 and 93. I can think of no specials I would put on it.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call vote. Marilyn?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
Harry?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And myself, Wendy? Aye. All right,
you.
thank you, folks.
Thank-
With that, you're all set.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Rebecca, you're welcome. You also. Okay, next up, we have new business and we have none.
Oh,
And after that, we have Conservation Commission business. Administrative items is Lakeshore cease and desist. Marilyn has a couple thoughts on that, maybe a couple other people, and, Caitlin, maybe, do we need a little bit of discussion? Marilyn, do you want to take it? Because,
yeah, so I think, I did send off the information that I shared with Bob to Caitlin, and, I think we all know that I'm very clear on the order of conditions have not been being followed, very clear on the VMP, the vegetative management plan has not been followed. So I'd like to hear from the other commission members, because I've been very, vocal on this enforcement. It needs to stay as a cease and desist. We need to get everything in order. I don't even know if there's an order of conditions still valid out there, but whether there is or there isn't, they clearly have never followed the vegetative management plan and the order of conditions with having any licensed professional being out there while all this is done, any written documents coming back to this commission. So therefore, we need to enforce it. Just like if somebody fills a wetlands, doesn't matter when, it's, they have to replicate. My take is, you've heard it very strongly, I want some mitigation put back. Mature trees were stripped from there. That area that we worked so hard to protect was not. So I'd like the other commission members, because I've been the vocal one on this, but I'd like to hear what you guys would think. We can work with Caitlin now that we have an agent on what you feel that the enforcement should be and what you'd like to see done in that enforcement. So I will stop talking at this point.
I just would like to interject, Madam Chair, that this order of conditions, whether it exists or not, is separate and apart from the additional Claremont application on the opposite side.
Correct.
Absolutely. They're two different entities, two different filings, two different everything, apples and oranges.
yep. So are there pictures? Do we have pictures from prior to any cutting being done, so we know where the trees were that would need to be replaced either in that area or in between a couple or something?
Yes, I don't have them with me today, but they're easily obtained on Google anyway, but yes.
Okay. And I would agree, as far as the future management plan, that they need to, future management of the land down there, that they need to follow the plan, which you said, they have to have somebody on site or somebody that knows what they're doing, right?
It specifically spells out which type of people: professional botanists, florists, all these, not florists, forestry. So
Yeah, well, they brought in Bartlett Tree when we walked it months ago. And he is very aware of the types of vegetation and whatnot that are down there.
But
So-
Wendy, the point was going, they never had anybody out there during the
But
cutting.
they
that
didn't
were
do it during the
supposed-
cutting.
they-
Right, right.
That is in their order of conditions, again, whether valid or not, that is in their vegetative management plan. That
Yep.
was never followed. There was never a licensed professional on site during all this cutting. There was never
Right.
a written document provided to I mean, we have it in black and white. I
Yeah,
know
and that's the other thing, the written
I remember this
document.
like yesterday. It was poor Dick passing with us. We worked this very, very hard to make sure that that was going to be protected. So
Written
again,
document and
I'm gonna
completed.
like kind of cease down and let the other members kind of weigh in on what they would like to see. But we all know Harry was with me on that filing too.
Well,
What I would
I'm at,
suggest is you have Caitlin, we know that they're gonna be back on the 24th for the other application. So I can help Caitlin draft a letter requesting that they also appear to discuss this and let them explain as to whether the order of conditions is lapsed, whether it's still in effect. And you can put whatever, make your comments in terms of what you want to see happen and what you think haven't happened, rather than having this discussion without giving them the benefit of responding. So that's just my recommendation in terms of bringing this to some kind of fruitful conclusion.
I mean, I'll see what the other commissions. Number one, to me, it's kind of clear there's a violation out there.
Right, but I mean, again, this, I mean, if we're
It's
gonna
not
have.
going to be up to them how we handle the violation.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
already committed the violation. But Harry, Eileen, do you have anything to say?
I'm 100% in agreement that, we need to do something this time because they're just ignoring us. But are they aware of this? Have they received a letter?
Yeah, they
do.
know it.
So they have not responded to that?
They did. I don't know, you might have missed the meeting. I mean, they had a representative from both Claremont and I think the tree arborist at a meeting. They had a site visit out at the site. But they had requested that the cease and desist be lifted, and Maryland, had some hesitation about that, which is why we're having this conversation now. But again, rather than continue to have it as an administrative matter and they're not here to respond, I think,
Okay.
we should invite them back to address it.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah, I
we
think
should
that we
also
need to-
discuss as a commission with administrative issues, what we'd like to see done back out there. So that really falls in the purview of the Conservation Commission. It's, they've done a clear violation. They clearly have not followed their order of conditions, whether valid or not. Again, valid or not, they haven't.
Yeah, no, I'm not suggesting that you don't have the jurisdiction. I'm just saying that, yeah, I think it's just more meaningful conversation if they're here to hear it directly from you.
I still
think
like to get
drafting
some
what we
intake
expect
from the
for
commission.
them-
though.
I think drafting what we expect from them is a good step for us to be able to take. And I also think we did have a site visit, and yes, Bartlett Tree was on with Claremont when we discussed that, but Mark and
I don't think they had the proper
wait a minute,
information either.
Marilyn, let me finish. Mark and I were the only ones that were out there on the site visit because other people couldn't make it that day. And we weren't part of the original order of conditions, so I didn't know. They had paper in front of them, but I was not part of that to be as vocal and to understand. So I think,
understand
yes, we need to bring them back on. We need to have discussion. I think we should explain what we see and what we know, and then they can comment on it and we can give our,
Again, it was their order of conditions, their VMP. They should have known. I'm sorry I wasn't there that day, but honestly,
no, people have
that's their
things.
responsibility as the owners in the app. That's their responsibility to follow a vegetative management plan and order of conditions.
So we should write up a list of what we want and hold it until the next meeting, and
Yep,
then
I think every
everyone-
commissioner should think of what they would think of that they would. Everybody's been shared the vegetative management plan and the order of conditions.
But
So-
do you want to put them on notice that you expect them
Yes.
separate from the other application to be prepared to discuss this?
Yep, That sounds good.
At the October 24th meeting?
Yep.
I will work with Caitlin to draft a letter to them.
Okay.
I agree.
so we have homework. Nice.
Yeah, well,
There's always
Marilyn had
there's
put
always
some
some work.
things together in an email that went back a ways, right? Like probably a month ago, maybe, Marilyn, or
Yep, I sent everybody that.
5 weeks, 6, like it was sometime near the end of the summer, I think, midsummer, end of the summer. So check your old emails because she put a whole list in there of things that they hadn't done.
So under
Or
the
had done.
category of baptism under fire, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Caitlin Putt, who is our new conservation agent. Hopefully by tomorrow, she'll still be our conservation agent.
You can't get rid of me yet. I
You
have
survived. How was Halifax's meeting?
It was good. It actually was really quick, went very smooth. And
Well,
I
this one did
apologize for
too,
being
busy.
late. For some reason, I started the meeting. I had 2 different links. So I went on my Zoom, I pressed it. After 5 minutes, I was like, something is wrong. And I went on the town website and it had a different Zoom number. So I was like, that's the problem. So apologies for that.
No,
Well, we're glad you made
we're
it.
happy to have Caitlin on board.
You're
I'm
thrilled.
happy to be here.
Yes, welcome.
Yes.
Yay.
No,
All
no,
right,
no.
so-
Yay.
Bob. So with that, we have no minutes to review at this point.
And
Are there
maybe, Wendy, could I
other-
just add something? So Caitlin, you weren't here in the beginning. For any number of reasons, we have not been keeping up with the minutes. So perhaps between now and the next meeting, you, Bailey, and Nicole can go through some of the past meetings and draft the minutes, and then Nicole and I can look at them, but we really do need to get those up to date.
Gotcha. I'll make note of that.
Anybody else have any other commission business?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Harry.
where I'm the chair of the Taunton River Stewardship Council,
Mhm.
and you're doing complaining about you're talking about the brush and everything in the town river. We
Yep.
have the lady, and she's on here right now, Bernice Morrissey. She's in charge of the cleanup and everything. And if she wants to speak, I would let her give her a quick of what she's
Yeah,
been
we
doing.
can't
She's-
do that
she's-
right
she-
now.
She's out there. Okay, she's out there cleaning up the river. She goes down it. She takes pictures, and we're trying to get people.
Yeah,
to
and
do
Harry,
it
there,
as-
before maybe
because-
you got on, there was a representative from the Taunton River. I forgot
Yeah,
the.
he's from the watershed. I'm from
Yeah,
the.
so I mean, he
Stewardship
mentioned
Council.
that they're prioritizing the town river from their end too.
Right. We're starting here in Bridgewater, and because
Mhm.
this is where the Taunton River begins, and we're going to work our way all the way down, but we're going to set the precedent.
Yep, I mean, you can talk about it, but we can't, we don't have an agenda item
Cleaned
for,
up.
we close that hearing, so.
That's
So
awesome, though.
that's where we're
That's
at.
great. So then with that being said, Chair can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Thank you.
All in favor, aye. Thank you.
Bye.
Welcome, welcome, Caitlin.
Yes.
Marilyn, enjoy dinner.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry.
Yes, thank you.